Hello and welcome. Hi, I'm author Grace Wroldson. I have a new weekly Zoom support group for moms in custody battles who have to navigate the narcissist and the legal battle. It's a 3-week support group. It's $30. You can pay by PayPal. Starts Friday, October 18th, 2024. If you're watching this and it's past that date, I'm probably going to restart these meetings every 3 to 6 weeks. It's 1 to 2 Eastern Time or 10 a.m. Pacific. And to join, you fill out a Google form first and you prepay on PayPal. I used to run these groups for free by phone using free conference call. Now we're going to do it by Zoom, video off, and you can have your first name only or a chosen created name to protect your custody case and the details at all times. So this is limited space. We do get courage through connection. Some of the topics will be from being stressed to getting strategic, from being reactionary, triggered in the trauma, to becoming responsive and stable and sane, and not feeling so alone in this battle, but get supported by by knowing there's other moms out there. So this is for moms. The first step is to fill out the Google form. The second is to prepay, and then by email you'll get the link, and by text you might get a secondary reminder and link. So this one is 3 weeks, and look for, if you've passed this video, look for the next one. Come to my group, Moms in Custody Battles with Narcissists. So if you're willing and ready to learn, I'm here to teach. And in the support group, I'm going to give you a topic or a tip or a tool or a strategy, and we'll all go around for individual shares. You're welcome to pass if you don't feel comfortable sharing. And I will not be giving legal advice. You come to my website and see my message. My background is loving and leaving an alcoholic and then fighting for 10 years in family court, actually 12 years in family court on the front lines with my narcissistic ex. So I'm going to hold space for moms to get support and to feel that they're not alone in this. Just a full disclaimer, these are my thoughts and opinions. You can watch other videos to see if my message of getting peace and protection for moms and children resonates with you. I aim to be a light in the darkness of this dilemma. You can pause this video. It's my survivor wisdom that I share in all my books. So take what's helpful and leave the rest. If you're willing to learn and change and heal and grow, you can come out of this smarter and stronger than before. It doesn't have to totally destabilize you, totally devastate you, totally victimize you. You can go from victim to victor. I do believe that mindsets help, perspective helps, learning tools, hearing other people's survivor wisdom. So, the first book is Co Parenting with a Narcissist, 7 Self Rules to Stay Sane. It has a bonus chapter about staging a comeback. The second book's How to Fight a Narcissist in Family Court and Win, Super Smart Strategies for Success, and we will read a chapter to start that group from this book. You're welcome to pick that up on print, Kindle, or listen to it on Audible. Third book of mine is Co-Parenting with a Sociopath Survival and Sanity Guide, and the fourth is How to Survive a Custody Battle When the Family Courts Force You to Co-Parent. All four of them are on Amazon. You'd probably start 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I finally have a new one, Tame the Narcissist. It's how I use skillful means and gray walling and documentation to expose, de-escalate, disarm, and neutralize the narcissist and come out of that family court battle so we could just have protection and peace. So you can pick that one up on Amazon. But I always say pick up this first one, which is updated, and it tells you how I lost my legal rights in 2020, although I was never accused of parental alienation. So I didn't lose custody of my child. How guarded against false parental alienation claims that many protective moms are trying to keep their children away from their former abuser and then get blamed for what judges often consider as child abuse with false parental alienation claims. So it is updated with a bonus chapter of my Get the Right Lawyer guide, because if you're in a legal battle, the weapons are lawyers, it's paper bullets, and you may need some guidance, consultations, at least know what your rights are and have a backup lawyer or somebody behind the scenes that's a lawyer is helping you, because when you're in a custody battle, it can feel totally overwhelming. And one of the things a narcissist does, and as I teach my mom clients, is to emotionally destabilize the target. And then when that happens, when we're not stable and organized and we're dysfunctional and disorganized and just like them, we fall apart and our case falls apart. And so we have to stay stable, strong. We have to have our sanity. That's the key to all of this. In dealing with insanity, we have to keep our sanity. And being stable and smart that's what I teach. So you can learn the strategies and gain some skills of how to neutralize and navigate the narcissist. So it's Tame the Narcissist, 10 Keys for Better Parenting to Create Peace and Protection Using Strategy and Skillful Means. And one of the strategies I teach is to take more parenting time and document that. So if it's offered to you, if you request it, if the narcissist uses you for his free childcare so he can go to work or go out with his friends, if the narcissist ghosts you, don't complain. Take that parenting time, document it. It's just a good rule of thumb, because the less time young, vulnerable children spend with a personality disordered narcissist, the less they're narcissistically abused and neglected, the less traumatized we have. The kids coming back are less abused. It's just a good rule of thumb. But you have to make sure you're safeguarding your case against parental alienation claims. And in my line of work, fathers win using that claim, full custody from a child they hadn't been in their lives for 7 years. They cry victim. They get pity from male judges, fathers' rights judges, and they get the child completely from the mother. And the mother has like no visits, supervised visits. They do all kinds of things to win against a target of blame. But I teach you how to stop being a target of blame. Not in this book, but the one prior. So you can pick this up on Amazon if you need a place to start. I do have a new podcast on Spotify. I'm not sure how you subscribe to that so that I have a new one up. But if you're co-parenting with a narcissist or in a custody battle or might be in a custody battle with a narcissist, it's good to have an educational resource. I always tell moms to heal, and we are stronger together. And when we get support, we're more stable. So healing can also help us be less of a target, less destabilized when the narcissist has a trick or a tactic or a trap set for us. Healing from narcissistic abuse has to probably be up there in the number 1, 2, or 3 slot. And it's not about making the pain go away. When we share our pain, we sort of cut the pain in half by sharing the load and the burden. There's a lot of shame that we carry having children with a personality disordered person or losing in a family court battle. We can have a lot of shame. So we can't make all the pain go away, but we can carry it with humble humility and grace. And we also can recycle our pain and make something useful for others. So if you were in a battle and you did lose, you're still welcome to come to this 3-week journey that we're going to go on through Zoom. I do have a healing guide. You can come to my website and just get this healing guide. And I think it's also in video once you purchase it. If those of you who don't want to read a lot of my blogs, it also is in video once you purchase the final product so that you can just watch a Google slide presentation. I have how to document the narcissist, and that'll probably be one tip that I teach in the moms group, because do you know what to document? Do you know how to document? Are you documenting strategically? Are you overwhelmed by documentation or you're stuck and you can't document because everything is emotional? We'll talk about documentation. I talk about gray walling the narcissist. If you're getting narcissistically abused with post-separation abuse, I call it co-parenting abuse. You can find all of that on my blog. Many of my blogs are free, and many of my blogs have turned into chapters of my books. So check out gray walling. It's right here on my blog. When you come to my website, gracewroldson.com, there's 2 drop downs, one for loving and leaving an alcoholic, another one for co-parenting with a narcissist. One of the tools that I'll teach probably in the first is my 20 Wants power tool. and I explain why that's effective and how that works and how I ended up with my legal rights restored, more than 50% custody, peace and cooperation from the narcissist. It took different phases of how I stood up to him, but not directly, and how I created a nonviolent communication with him using nonviolent communication, and how I stayed stable and emotionally sober through this whole thing using 12-step programs, which you're welcome to do in addition to my 3-week group. You can go to coda.org, alanon.org, try any of those online or phone free 12-step meeting groups, or the local DV counseling agency usually has some DV support groups for women. If you want my free newsletter, it comes with a podcast, and you're welcome to donate to me as an author as I write more and more of what moms need. I do have a full comprehensive guide of what to include in a court order, and I explain why we have to learn to ask for a lot and get those orders long, lengthy for rights and recourse and for later. So the narcissist has many tricks and tactics and traps and manipulations, but we need strategies, skillful means, self-rules, and support. So that's why we are going to start this support group. You're welcome to watch my video, strategies for dealing with a narcissist. We need multiple strategies happening at the same time. We even need a self-care strategy, which will probably be one of the third week. Self-care is part of the getting of support and finding that team of 10 I talk about in the first book. So this is the book we'll read from, just because it's a 3-week group of moms forced to not only co-parent with a narcissist, but are in a custody battle. So you can pick that up on Audible. Make sure you take notes and you're learning, because, learning the lesson helps you stop repeating mistakes. And I had to learn that in my case. I made a lot of mistakes, but mistakes are for learning. So it really did take a lot of self-forgiveness and compassion, that this is a really hard thing to do. Narcissists often end up in court, not usually empaths, unless we're fighting for the rights of the most vulnerable, or something we love and care about. So that's the book we will be reading. I always say, get the right lawyer, use my guide, use my 20-question attorney, do 1 to 5 consultations, but sit down and with a coach or somebody strategically write the questions, your burning legal questions, so that you go in with a strategic approach to make sure you're not just rambling about what the narcissist did because you're all emotionally destabilized. You're not in the drama and chaos. You're just asking about if this lawyer is right for you, what's their approach and angle they would take, and what you should be documenting to win your case. Like, you can get strategic in these consultations. So use my guide, read it, reflect on it. If you need more, you can always do my 11 video co-parenting course, which helps you just really reflect on your case, the tug of war with the narcissist, and it can help ground you. So knowledge is power, and support gives us strength. So if you're dealing with a narcissistic co-parent, and you are in a legal battle, I don't recommend self-representation. There's very, very few instances of moms that should self-represent. And sometimes those moms self-represent just until they get to the trial date and they already have the lawyer they're going to hire for that trial. So they saved all those legal fees up front, but they hired the lawyer for the last legal battle and came out swinging. So there's very few. I always say, look for the free legal aid, contact the domestic violence agency, see if they have a lawyer that helps establish child support or something. Find resources, be resourceful. Don't just assume you can't afford a lawyer. Some lawyers do pro bono work. I did find someone for 6 years to help me out. And sometimes when you interview the first top attorney, you get the way you need to angle and strategize for your custody case. So those legal consultations can be so helpful. Also can prevent the narcissist from hiring that top family law attorney to use against you later. Getting legal representation is empowering, And being in a community of support of other moms who've gone through it, and you don't have to explain, he's a narcissist, he does this, he does that, and no one's questioning you. We just get it. We just know that this is hard. And sometimes we get courage through connection. Sometimes moms really need to connect with others who got lawyers, who did these consultations, who went back and staged a comeback in their custody case after losing. So just know that getting a lawyer is one of the, it's probably the only legal advice I get is to get legal advice. So I hope to see you in the group. If you are in my Moms in Custody Battles with the Narcissist private Facebook group, you're the only ones being invited to this one. There'll be future ones, so make sure you're joining that Facebook group, which you can find on my website. And if you can't join this first group, look for the next one and start by reading some of my material. Make sure my message resonates with you. This is the book that has the Get the Right Lawyer guide and a couple ways on how to communicate with the narcissist and how to stop being the target of blame to the narcissist, which can lessen a lot of the co-parenting post-separation abuse. So please come on over to my website, my groups, use my resources, read all 5 books in order, and learn, heal, and outgrow that narcissist. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to get more notifications when I post free videos.